So, like Chappelle said, that last race was the 4x4 race. He was the anchor leg. And if they win that race, they win the whole team as a state championship. So he crosses and he holds his hands up. What's the problem? This is the only time he didn't go to a player and said, you lost, get some.
Right.
This man have worked 4 years in amazing accomplishment. To state record, state championship on the highest level. What's y'all's opinion on this?
My opinion on it is, a lot of people gonna say, well, the rules are the rules. People say that. To me, like I said, and these rules really came into effect with LSU was running in college, and they'll start staring guys down in their face and get in your face, and you can get a volatile moment there. So they made those rules trickle down because high schoolers start doing copycat stuff with it. But each thing he did, you got about 10 cameras right in front of those guys. You don't see that on the video. Filming these guys, even like when we go to Virginia Beach, they got a plexiglass thing where you run up there and sign your autograph on the camera in front of it. He didn't do anything to show anybody up. He didn't turn his head whatsoever. And I tell people, out of all the sports you play, track and field is a sport. Like I said, you got to open your chest up and perform. The time is the time.
Yep.
And if I won a state championship, and I'm probably one of the most enthusiastic coaches that you can find. If I do all that work and stuff, and I run through, I'm not going to run across the finish line and just run up in the stands and go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he did anything wrong, and I'm glad to see his school is standing behind him and the county standing behind him as far as they're appealing the thing to him. And what makes it even worse is you got 3 other runners. There's one girl. I mean, she's white. If you don't know, it don't make a difference. But still, she did almost the exact same similar. She won a state championship that he did. You had 2 guys running down with their hands up, just like how somebody kicking a field goal. And neither one of them got DQ. His coach said that he didn't get a warning early after he won the state championship for hurdles. So I think like this, you got to let a kid be a kid. Now, if he turned and got in somebody's face, hey, I'm all for him getting DQ for it. But what he did and for the amount of work he put into it, it doesn't make any sense. And it's just like if somebody make a buzzer beater shot in basketball, everybody going crazy, the crowd, you going to take the 3 points off? Right. And that's more dangerous. You know what I'm saying? You got people rushing the floor. The other team can't get out safely. So that would be the equivalent of the same thing as you hitting the buzzer beater. He crossing the line with his hands up, celebrating his accomplishment. So I think it's dead wrong. And I think it's going to get overturned.
I know you got something to say, but I want to hit my BS meter on this. Not from nothing you said, but from everything from the NCHSAA. It's bullcrap. The kid earned it. The kid performed. He showed himself up. When you go and compete in a sport where it's you versus you, and what you do on that track and field at practice is what you're going to get on that track and field when you go and compete. And you go out there and you break records that nobody has never touched. And that anchor leg, he ran a 47.8. That's not a record, but if you know anything about track, that's insane.
Exactly.
I don't know his whole story. I know he's a D1 college athlete, but this is BS. Blake. Coach Blake, talk to me. Tell me I'm wrong.
I hate it for Mallard Creek. I hate it for the player. You just got to know that when the officials or the North Carolina, whoever made the decision, there had to be some conversations leading into it that if this happens, we are going to do this. We're going to discipline it this way. I don't know if there's a backstory with Mallard Creek or this track guy. Had they got warned before? I think, and also from a standpoint, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt a little bit where, man, if I make this decision, this is the backlash that I'm going to get. I better have a pretty good reason to do this to this track runner. And that's I just want to be privy to the inside conversations. There's also not another human being involved. He did nothing disrespectful
that's the biggest part.
To the face of another human. I do think it was harsh. There's some backstory to it.
We got to understand these are 17-year-old kids with no helmet on.
Yeah.
They're on the camera. They're not, football field. You might be 100 yards from seeing them. You can get away with a little bit of stuff in football.
It's almost like an unwritten rule, too. Like, as an official, don't make yourself part of the storyline.
That's right.
Now, if it's something that's egregious, hey, by all means, call it. But don't make yourself part of the storyline. And that's a perfect example. Like I said, and whatever credence or whatever they had to stand on with it, when you seen those other 3 athletes basically doing what he did or worse, and you didn't say anything to them, To me, you don't have any ground to stand on for the state level. Now, after this year, hey, you can get back into the thing and rework how the rule is. But to me, you got to give that team and give that kid his just dues.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He's a winner, and
Yeah.
he deserves that. And the whole team deserves it, too.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next segment. Here's a good one. I didn't prepare y'all for this one. I prepared y'all for most of them. College topic.